And you see this represents, it's called the vesica. And the vesica is in actuality the womb. This is a symbol of the vagina. You'll even see this on some churches. You see what I'm saying? And this is a symbol of the vagina, and this is the womb is what it's dealing with. And as you can see, you have the Ankh, which you all know what the Ankh is, and you see the eye, hair, root. It's also in the pyramid. 777 is a number. 777 is a number of a group of people called the Dagon, which means fish. And you'll also see the Dagon if you look up in most of your encyclopedias. These particular esoteric words, you will see they'll have Dagon. If you see some of the pictorial encyclopedias, they'll show you the fish man, or man with the fish, and you notice his name is Ionis. You'll see pictures of him in the Robert Temple's book. Robert Temple's book, you'll see pictures of that particular god. And where they say one particular person, he would rise up by day and he would teach people the arts and sciences by day, and he would go back into the sea by night. What's that, brother? Oh, you this, okay. He would go back into the sea by night, So that's 777. Okay, 418 is also a certain number of melanin. Melanin, because 4 plus 1 and 8 is also 13, and 13 is also our lucky number. Also, so if you take 13 and you take it and put it behind each other, you would get the number 31. If you reverse it, you get the number 31. 31 is also a key number, because 3 times 31 is also thrice 31 is what you get the word 93, and 93 is another a spiritual number. But one thing that the teachers also in the Book of Law and other material, all numbers are infinite, from 0 to 9. But 0 comes from the ancient Atlantean word zibo. And if you notice, a 0 is a circle, and everything comes out of a circle. So in actuality, what you'll see is the 0 is the unmanifest, which is also a symbol of the womb. And from the 0, you get the 9. You 1 through 9 is your basic numbers before they double up. So you have the 0, which is actually showing you that nothing is actually something. Nothing is what you would call the unmanifest, which would be the whole potential, and from the unmanifest you get the manifest. So from nothingness you get something, which is very key when it comes to our people, what you're dealing with at this particular time. From the nothing you get the something. And because we are on the physical, we always register based on these 2 eyes of what we can see. And because we can't see it, we think it's not there. But in actuality, from the nothing you get the something. So this is some key symbols and all that we want to go through. Also, you have the yin and the yang. Now, it's interesting. One of the good books that you want to get is also The Secret Teachings of All Ages by Manly P. Hall. Now, Steve Coakley is starting to use these books, and he's thinking that these particular symbols are Masonic symbols that is indigenous to white cultures, that is based on some type of power and rule, and based on the lodge, in which they take these particular symbols and they use them as the actual governing body of the lodge. But what he didn't realize is these particular symbols were given to them in the 16 universities of Salamanca, is one of those in Spain, and 16 universities throughout Europe. And they set up this particular masonry. They set up what you call the Knights Templars, and the Scottish Rite were all set up by the Moors. And the Moors is coming from the Moors that settled into Spain, that brought all the knowledge that they could muster up from the ancient world, and they set up this particular stuff. They set up the Camelot, Cam, which means black, and Lot, the black Lot, Camelot. Cam is Egypt, so this means the new Egypt of Europe. You see what I'm saying? They brought them the Holy Grail mysteries, which each system you have a certain mystery, and that particular mystery, it could be expressed in the Holy Grails, the Knights, the Order of the Black Sun, and it's all talking about the same thing. It's talking about getting to your higher self. So they set up the Holy Grail mysteries under King Arthur. And as you can see the movie First Night. First Night. And night just means black one, because it's talking about the darkness of night, that you would get the rudiment for the word knights of shining armor. But you see the movie First Night. When you go and see this movie with Sean Connery and also Richard Gere, you'll notice when the knights would sit around the round table, in the middle of the round table, they would have a circle, and in the middle of the circle, they would have this black ash, this black coal burning. That coal also represents the black dot, which is carbon. And from the black dot, you would get actually a prism, which you would see as the crown chakra on Jesus' head. But if you notice in the black dot, you would also see these symbols, which each symbol is a symbol of the zodiac, and each symbol is a symbol of what you would call alchemical components or chemistry, so which is also in your body. So therefore, but it's all radiating from this. This is what's actually the real thing, and the rest of this is manifesting from it. So the prism is manifesting from the original black dot. So therefore, if you don't have this, then that means in actuality you would have this. It's basically an illusion. It's basically a hologram. It has no substance or anything real. And that's the difference between us and the people who don't have the black dot. Or the melanin. Which is the carbon, because the carbon is the basis of everything, just like the battery. If you really break down any type of energy, I don't give a damn what it is, a battery. Gasoline comes from what? Crude oil, and crude oil comes from what? Carbon. So therefore, in this particular circle, now here it also is another manifestation from the yin and the yang. From the nothingness you get the manifestation, dark and light. And light is nothing but a manifestation or the shine off of black. These are also other symbols that we need to understand. Now this is interesting because we think that this is an Asian symbol, but in actuality the thou is an Egyptian word that comes out of the Egyptian temples also too. So we also know that we have those particular initiates that came out of the mystery system and travel all over the world. Whatever particular science that they were versed in, that's what the actual people at that particular world became masters over. Whatever, each person learned every discipline, but in each priest they had a certain thing that they geared towards. And based on wherever they went in the world, that's what that particular culture manifested, that particular thing. So these particular symbols are surely, plus then again on the other hand, there's the whole black element from Vietnam and the black element from China and that whole Asia thing that was all a black land at first time. And you know that the world was one landmass, so if the world was at one landmass at one time, you're talking about one people and different universe.